What happens when time catches up with someone who's spent their life chasing admiration, control, and power? It's a curious question, isn't it? Narcissists, for all their charm and ambition, eventually encounter a sobering reality, one they can neither manipulate nor evade: aging. In a world that values youth and beauty, getting old feels like a curse to them. Their carefully crafted personas start to crack, and the grandiosity they built becomes harder to sustain. As wrinkles deepen and social relevance slips, a narcissist's coping mechanisms grow frantic. If you've ever met an older narcissist, you might notice a peculiar blend of bitterness and desperation. Why? Because age steals the spotlight, the very currency they relied on, whether it's beauty, success, or influence, loses its value. For someone whose identity hinges on external validation, growing old isn't just a stage of life. It's a slow erosion of self. Imagine what it must feel like to realize that the very people you once impressed no longer care, or worse, pity you. At this point, many narcissists cling to the remnants of their youth, posting old photos, retelling stories of former glory, or chasing younger crowds. Their attempts to stay relevant often come off as awkward or, frankly, sad. Have you ever seen someone try too hard to be the life of the party when everyone has clearly moved on? It's uncomfortable, right? But that's the trap they're stuck in. They fear being forgotten, yet every action to avoid irrelevance only deepens their sense of isolation. And let's not forget, relationships are often collateral damage along the way. Over time, people around them, partners, children, friends, grow weary of their self-centeredness. Old-age narcissists often find themselves increasingly alone. They've burned too many bridges and alienated the very people who could offer them comfort in their final years. It's ironic, isn't it? Someone who spent their life demanding admiration ends up with so few admirers when they need them most. What's particularly tragic is that some narcissists become painfully aware of this pattern too late. Regret may creep in, but their pride won't let them admit it. Apologies are rare. Instead, they may double down on the same old tactics, as if forcing the world to play along one last time will restore their shattered sense of importance. In quieter moments, though, when no one is around to feed their ego, the weight of loneliness presses heavily on them. There's also a peculiar kind of vulnerability that old-age narcissists experience, something they've spent their whole life avoiding. As their health deteriorates and independence slips away, they're forced to rely on others in ways they never imagined. Can you picture someone who built an entire identity around self-sufficiency, power, and charm now having to ask for help with the simplest tasks? It's a cruel irony. The very thing they scorned, being ordinary, being human, becomes their reality. In the end, the old-age narcissist faces a dilemma with no easy way out. They can either confront the emptiness they've been running from their whole life, or continue pretending until the very end. But here's the thing, no one can outrun time. The mirrors that once reflected youth and admiration now reflect the truth. And for a narcissist, that's the greatest curse of all.